the two groups got the indication that there was something we needed to depower the dragon gods. One group was told to go to the dark desert to find answers there. The other group was told to meet up with Hlall because she had something to reveal to us.
Go see Hlall. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Medical man has it down.
Hey.
Perfect, dude. He's been thinking about the whole time. Whatever bullshit was going on tonight, he just in his mind just like.
He's been thinking that the entire time. Like,
I know where I want to be.
Wait.
I know where I want to be right now. All right. Right. So here we go. We're in it. Can we hear? Is the sound? Is it working? Is it snow bullshit? Yeah.
Very quiet.
Yeah. It's supposed to be. It is. Okay. It's just ambience. We're not getting intense yet. You're just meeting your mom.
I'm
all right. Tullius, you just said that, and the avatar of Hlall, which is a very elfish looking shape, beautiful in stature with long white hair glowing and floating above of I'd say like storm giant size type of idea, looking down and floating above the ground, looking at the group. I am recording. Welcome to another wonderful week of Dungeons and Dragons. Now that we are past the big turning point.
He said it, guys.
He did it.
We're in it, all right? We're just running into it. I'm not giving a lot of prelude. We already had it. We'll hit the floor running tonight because we don't have a lot of time. To you, Tullius.
Me?
Yes. Hlall says to you, voice changer.
Dremyo Lokyongin. Hogan blessings upon Hakal, Dolphus throne.
She's so beautiful.
What?
I didn't get any of that.
What you hear in Draconic, Tullius, is greetings, young one. Meddling blessings upon you, champion of the storm. There is a translator for Skyrim I'm using online. In real time, you can type in a sentence, it'll translate it to Thum, the Skyrim dragon language. That is what we use for this campaign and what dragons speak. So feel free to jump in and out of that as you want and wish for flavor and stuff like that. But we'll always do the dragons talk in such a way that is very similar to Parthenax, where he might say a word or two in Draconic and then say the rest in English. I won't always be saying it to you guys in Thum, but for the sake of fun every now and then, we'll have that flavor. So she says that to you, Tullius.
I assume I'm still on my knees.
Yes. Yep. Austin Frostborn's off to the side. He's on his knees as well, being respectful. The rest of the group is just behind Tullius in the frozen waste. There is this frozen-looking temple off to the side. It's large and difficult to see because there's this massive fog that is behind a little bit on the temple, next to the temple, and all behind, like emanating from the avatar of, Hlall.
Shelmer's just got his hands on his side and he's appreciating it, but he's not on his knees. He's just like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Is anyone else going to address her?
This is all you, bud.
All right. Nice to see you, in the flesh, as it were.
As it were, in a matter of speaking, Tullius. I appreciate you making such a quest to such distant lands. I wish things would have been so much easier for you, my child.
Yeah, me too. It was a lot better when I didn't have the whole memory thing. A lot of pain lifted there. So, yeah.
Responsibility is a burden that we both share.
Yeah, is it like just us now at this point? Kind of horrible.
Not.
I mean, there's Austin, but what does he do?
Not much.
He's got a cool fire sword now.
You just see him on the ground. Just she don't mean it. She's fucking with me. She's fucking with me. Lot of clenching.
So I don't know if you know the state of the world affairs, but I presume you do know, and that this is the reason I'm here.
Yes, this is why I have called you to me. No longer can Melora prevent me from communicating with you, like she had for so long. It is also from her doing that robs you of your memories. I am sorry for that, Elias.
It's all right. Like I said, it was kind of enjoyable to not know about some of those things, but here we are. It's not so bad. Did you know her? Were you friends at one point?
Yes. This may illuminate quite a lot.
As you see the avatar start shifting away, the smoke and the fog starts dimming, and it's as she moves her arms, the avatar, you see all the almost like dry ice, like fog dissipate, and you see this gargantuan clear iceberg shape, and inside you can see a nearly as large as Pargem white dragon with all different sorts of skin missing. You can literally see on the face the bone and skull, and there's just this blue shimmering glass where eye socket should be left. The entire body, you can still see like open wounds on the gigantic ancient white dragon you see in front of you, and it looks like the wing, there was holes punched through on one side. It is this amalgamation of half the dragon seems exposed to its bones and muscle tissue, and the other seems to be as intact as it can be.
Who did this to you?
This was the consequences of not following with the dragon gods. I was stripped of my titles with them. When Mother thought me as a bad child, I was replaced and punished for aiding against her and her control.
Who replaced you?
You see a smile on her face, on the avatar's face, and you see the other eye that isn't like carved out. You actually see it in the ice moving, and you can see like the muscles itself move underneath the ice, giving a bit of emotion.
A dragon god called Sundril of the Shadows.
Oh my god. He's gonna flip out when I talk to him. Well, he's doing an okay job, but like really not even close. There's not anything that could replace you. So, man, that is so crazy. What a world.
What a world indeed. In such a world that I ask you again to do what I cannot finish. I am in quite a weakened state, but your counterparts are now seeking the truth inside the dark desert. I have talked quite at length with what's his name? Pemerath's my character. It's
I have two characters. One's called Pemerath. That's the one that's in my mind from my fantasy story. But the alternate Pemaras is the one for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. I got a lot of names. Got a lot of fake bullshit in my head. Thank you.
I've talked at length with Pemaras, or Sundril, as you could know him, on how we can best solve the upcoming doom that I foresaw so many years ago and your people tried to prevent. He's left your counterparts inside the dark desert to find a item called Skybreaker.
Skybreaker. I assume it does it like the name, right?
Its name comes from the idea of a weapon that could shatter the sky. It was created by a awe-inspiring wizard.
Oh, it was that guy in Ethril. You know, the guy who invented magic.
She knows who the fuck
basically.
it is. She knows who the fuck it is. I'm trying to... It's,
Help a dragon out.
Briarroot Peminif. Got it. Okay.
Yes, it is the same as the statues you saw inside Ethril. Briarroot. He was extremely talented in the arcane, almost to a fault. Manipulated by many around him. Everyone tried to seek out his advances in magic for their own means. Even his own friends ended up turning on him in the end. What happened was a collapse. The one you now know as Melora, she
Yes.
was split, damaged. At the loss of Corlin, Skybreaker was enough to sever his avatar from this world and release his connections, causing collapse. That ushered in an era that you did not get to see, but that we lived through. One in which Melora and her dragon gods ruled over the lands. Hargem was able to put both Zahir and Bertula far from the reaches of the mortal realm. It took the end of an era, the stopping and locking away of all the dragon gods, and the queen herself into a realm called Cinder. And that's where they've been residing. When you were born, in your era, a multitude of our people were slowly being sucked into the land of Cinder. Memories of us being forgotten to the world as hundreds of millions of years passed. But I refused to leave, for I was able to see into the future of such a moment of her return.
At this, you see the ice melt and the avatar fade. The ice comes off, and the ancient dragon shakes off around, and you see it start to stand. And out from her claw, you see her bring out and drop to her tiny, to you guys substantial, looks like this beautiful looking pearl. Drops it down in front of you.
To give you this, Tullius, this is the core of Skybreaker. Anybody trying to duplicate it cannot. There are runes inside the makeup. Any molds or any sort of replications will fail and shatter without such a component. This was key, along with another component that was made in haste by Briarroot after his companions tried to steal Skybreaker from him. He called it the failsafe.
I've heard of that.
It's a system in which it stops mortals from abusing the powers of such a weapon.
After seeing this item, does it ring any bells to me? Does it seem like a similar shape to anything that I'm familiar with?
Yeah. Oh, no history check needed. Shalmir's eyes grow wide, his skin grows hot, and you almost see little crackles underneath his arms as his Aasimar form almost jumps out of his skin as Hlall casually drops out of her half-alive, court onto the ground this pearl that most certainly would fit as you think of the rod now and how this might fit into the center.
Wait a second.
Right.
Didn't the mage by the name of Mansoon have the failsafe? How did you? I'm so confused.
Well, that's not the failsafe, as you said.
Yeah, that's
Then
the
what's-
core.
But a
And what
part
does
of.
he have?
I'll lay out my depiction of the casting out and show it to people as
Yes.
as I've learned what parts are needed on this item.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you see here on the head of this rod, this pearl, or whatever it is, there are runes intricate. I've tried to learn, and many monks have tried to teach me, and nothing that they have can decipher what is on these. But here they are, lying in front of us.
Hlall, do you speak rune?
I speak many runes and many words and many tales and many songs. Which one do you wish to see?
I thought it was obvious the one that was on the pearl.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, it's okay right there.
You can
You just gave us.
you see her smiling at that, clearly just playing around, and the tricky version of her coming through as she goes.
Of course. But such runes may be a bit complicated for your learnings.
Right, where's
What are
Romeo?
you trying to say?
I'm saying these were actually made into existence by Briarroot, purposely so others could not decipher it. But
We're
I
too
don't-
dumb.
Right.
It-
So
it
we
is
need
what it
Ralia. We need Ralia to resurrect him.
It doesn't
Bring him
matter.
back to life.
There's shapes. That's all that matters. I make the shapes.
Yes.
Circle into the circle hole. Got it.
You see her nodding her head. Exactly.
Got it. All right, never mind. We don't need you. I mean, wait.
But that isn't the failsafe. The failsafe is a device in which, without it, causes a sickness to all those around. It'll kill
Is that the
anybody
madness?
wielding it. No. The madness stems from the corruption of a god. What happens when you have the blood of a corrupted god running through you? Mortals cannot
Madness,
handle
I
it.
assume.
Exactly.
Shalmir's kind of like, see the failsafe is in the, and he kind of looks at Hlall like, hilt, pommel, yeah, this part here.
she keeps nodding at you as your finger keeps moving up. And
Right, he here, as you can obviously see.
So the
You see her
the
nodding
small-
yes, and as you see a minor illusion come up next to you, as you see the beauty of what Skybreaker actually looks like, in the eye that's all like skulled out. It's like projecting out of that in front of you guys and moving in a circle. It's a solid adamantite scepter. It has
Dang.
you can't see the pearl. It's inside this dome, basically, and there's these multiple rings around it. On the bottom, there's 4 orbs inside it, and on the top, inlaid are gems. There is like almost pincer claws on 4 sides to this giant crystal on the top of it. And the staff and the rod itself has all these intricate runes on it, slides and buttons. And as you see the thing like glow, almost like it's firing, right where like the staff meets the core, there's like almost a switch. And as it fires, it literally flips out this disc, basically. This medallion-looking thing literally gets ejected from the Skybreaker. A note for the other crew, for you guys, just for flavor, you noticed nothing ejected when they tried and shot through Coraline.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I meant. I just couldn't
So
describe it
that
accurately.
because we've seen the, or at least I know I have seen the disc because Evil Mansoon replica showed it to me.
Yep. And he got
So
that off the
that's
Mad
what I-
Mage.
that's what I
Yep.
recognized.
And that's
Okay.
the failsafe that Briarroot put back in when he learned his companions were going to steal Skybreaker from him and he couldn't stop them. So instead of trying to fight his friends, he then programmed something else to fuck with him instead of doing it himself.
Man, we're so smart to be able to put all this together.
Right. Well, that answers a lot of questions. But I have like a lot more. So many more. Damn, where do I start? So, what do the orbs of harmony have to do with all this? Where did those come from?
Those are from the great faith of your friend Charnook here. The Minotaurs.
Yeah, we know they were created by the pantheon, I guess, of his gods, and we know that they're very much tied to the powers of each of them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Each of those orbs is a representation and manifestation of each of the fire gods, or each of the elemental gods. You could say those are their avatars. Together, the four of them bonded together to free the Minotaurs from Dretmal. That was the god of the Minotaurs that enslaved each of them to war and violence and atrocities. They strived to be better, and they were.
It's good to know.
And so these, pointing at the image that's demonstrating the scepter, these stones, what do these represent then? Because I mean, I see like this one's the sunstone, this is the grass gem. What do those represent?
Those are the stones of creation, each for one of the gods.
Oh. Like
I mean, I've got those right here. At least two of them.
like Corland, Zahir, Alora.
Chandler's like, oh, it's a little more powerful than I was expecting, but showing them to her.
She as she looks down, lowers the head down, you can see each of them glow by her, and she...
These can only be used by those who have divinity through their blood. In the hands of gods, these are weapons to shape the very fabric of reality. Or gifts, blessings of the world to shape the world in a greater vision. I see you have 3 of them with you. One is in half and one in pieces.
Because you guys have the sunstone, dope, fine.
Yeah.
Grass stone split in 2, and then you got pieces of the moonstone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have both halves of the grass stone, but it's cut in half.
Yeah.
So then, that begs the question: if you need divinity blood running through you, how is it that we have encountered people who, I'm not sure if they have divinity blood running through them, but are able to harness the powers?
Well, wait a second.
We've only seen one harness of power, yes?
Well, we've
Yes.
seen,
We've seen Orlith, right?
That is it, right?
but we also heard of the other group. They fought those leaders under Melora, and they were wielding it. But you mentioned that the creation, the affliction of the madness, has to do with the blood of the gods. So are they creations that are infused with Melora's blood?
Checks out to me.
because they were able to use the orb.
Yeah. We're just trying to piece it all together.
You asked so many questions, I had answers. Wait, what was the first question? I have the answers. What was the first question?
The first question was, how do beings that we're not sure have divine blood in them utilize the power of the Sun Gem, a la Orlith?
An answer each of you will have answered when you take upon yourself the ultimate trial.
She moves her arm, or one of her broken arms, I know it's echoing, over towards the temple, and she looked.
That will be a point of no return for each of you. But we have a little more to do before I will open it up. To use these, each of those, such as the ones you've encountered as Orlith and Ragnorum, achieved this status of divinity. becoming champions to their gods, and becoming what many are called lesser gods.
Ah.
There's a reason each of you are so important in this world as well as your counterparts. Each of you are champions, chosen champions of different gods in this world. And with that yep.
Well, then how come I can't just use it right now? I'm your champion, right?
You are, but you have not passed our trial.
What do you mean? I made it here.
You did, but you are not
Shalmir
worthy
holds out
yet.
the sunstone and grips it tightly and tries to
It is not as simple as me wishing you to achieve it that way.
We escaped Podium!
Indeed you did.
Man.
But
No,
such
tricky
trials
one.
await you.
Yeah, my whole life has been a trial, but whatever, hello.
That was just a commute.
Yeah, right.
Um,
That was a tutorial.
This is the real game.
What was the second question?
I had asked, those creatures that they had wounded the Blackstaff and they were creating madness. I was asking if were they infused with the blood of Melora to be able to spread madness then?
Yes. All madness creatures are what were once called Melorans. They are people and descendants of Melora. And once her blood mixes with a morsel, they become Meloran. They are neither living nor dead. It is a state of close to life. Not undead, but of free will and natural powers. Only those with the ability to be a champion can take the corrupted blood of Melora and not grow mad. And she has been stealing so many champions from all of us, weakening all of our holds of her inside Cinder over many, many, many millennia.
Right. Well, that explains why I was able to fight it off with the Ragnorum.
With
Question. Well, yeah, thank you for that. And we were getting along so well, and then he just snapped. I don't know. Bad lad, but he's dead, so it doesn't matter. Speaking of, we killed him. There was a giant thing that destroyed the moon. Did you have any tabs on that? Was that you?
That was certainly not me.
Okay. Or you could do it if you were at full strength, right?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
This would be something Mansoon would probably be best to explain. This is such an event that his science would make more sense than my words.
All right, I can live with that. We need to talk to him anyway for the failsafe. Another question. When we were in Ethril, Tara and I encountered I can't remember her name because she was being real nasty at the time.
Oh, really?
But yeah, that one. Giant owl thing. Yeah. How is she doing?
She's much better now that she's not with the mortal plane anymore. You could say she's chilled out. yeah.
Chilled out, yeah? Nice. Let's get it. I'm doing my civic duty as Hlall's champion. Chilled people out.
You mentioned that the Melorans were in a state of in-between. But those are who are forced to become that way. How... What we found is that we can't, in the ways that some of our most powerful allies are able to, we can't do anything to return their souls.
how can we correct that?
I don't know if there's a way you can, but my hope is using Skybreaker on Melora may be a chance for some of these trapped souls to break free of her grip. The Raven Queen's grasp is far and wide, but of the four, no one can deny them their absolute.
Now, I hate to interrupt here, but you intend for us to kill a god.
Multiple gods, if we're lucky.
I don't know if that sits well with me.
Do we have a hit list?
Yeah, Paul Gem and his goons, and then Melora.
Now yes, of course, those.
You
Beans,
don't have to go killing everyone.
But wait, you said killing of
Gods, plural.
Corland. Well, no, the killing of Corland was what caused the shift in the world, the collapse.
And then
if we kill another god, wouldn't we just be shifting it in the other direction?
Hey, why are you questioning my god?
I mean, could we not resurrect Corland's avatar in this world?
Yeah, what I mean is, if we weaken Melora, but we revive Corland, that would balance the world. And
Chalmer pours over the mold and tries to see if there's any way. Obviously, he's not smart enough to do this, but tries to see some way of reverse engineering this thing to bring things back to life rather than killing them.
Because
nothing immediately pops out to you.
Yeah, of course.
Skymender, let's go.
I mean, clearly, this attack on the world by these gods was a way, from what Parjam talked about, it was almost like vengeance against Corland. And it feels like it's just an ebb and flow of fighting rather than trying to maintain a balance.
Balance, cycles, nature, these are our ways of existence. I told you the collapse, and I showed you a bit. That Corland caused the collapse for Melora to take reign. When I aided Zahir and Kratula to lock her away, another collapse came, as there was no more of her influence to such a degree for a time. And of your world, some of you remember that there was a recent collapse as well.
Yeah.
Zahir lost his touch with this world. So bringing Corland back may not be of the best interest to everyone, because there is, at this point, no gods in touch with the world. Even Kratula lost at one of the collapses, and with each collapse ushers in a new era. When we're living right now would be the 6th era of my time.
So Melora would be the last one who has linkage to the world. So
it's best to just break connection of everybody then.
Right. That makes sense.
And see where it goes, as we can never truly destroy one of the big four. But as time comes, as the body heals itself, maybe the universe will restore itself to once it was, with a balance between the four.
Well, that makes sense.
Bring Corland back sounds really fun.
It's not off my goals for you all. My one apology is my shortcoming in strength. Living in this world after all these years and resisting Melora's calls to Cinder has left me in a damaged state. I'm going to take you to her temple, and I will reveal it. Inside is the Moon Forge and the remnants of the Moonstone. You must enter inside there and reforge it. I will not be able to help you like I was, and it'll take me some time to regenerate. A few years of your time, but we do not have years to wait on me to regain strength. So, with the last of my strength, I will pass on my burdens to you and responsibilities, hopefully save the world from an era of chaos.
Okay, that's nothing new.
And a point to Corlin and Melora, they are but polar opposites of ideas. Corlin believes in justice, and to have justice is law. Laws is restriction, rule. Freedoms must be put in line, and free will must be kept in check. Melora believes in chaos and entropy. Free will is utmost of importance. Nothing should ever challenge. So of the four, they have been the most disagreeable with one another.
That makes sense.
Certainly.
Out of curiosity, you mentioned only one of divine blood could wield the weapon Stormbreaker or Skybreaker.
Could wield the stones.
Oh,
Could wield the stones themselves. Good old Briarroot found a workaround. He doesn't utilize all of their strength, but he uses them in such a way that makes his Skybreaker work.
What a
Chalmer's
genius.
gonna use
Out
his
of-
radiant consumption.
out of curiosity,
1 second. Yes.
I just recently found out I have a connection to would you be offended if I called him your brother?
All dragons are brothers and sisters, and dragonkin are cousins.
I believe he went by Forgath, the red one.
The red one.
The red one? What a stupid
I love
name.
it.
Hot-headed,
Excuse your dad, you should show
Well,
some respect.
No, I
Hot-headed,
decided which of the
slow-witted.
colored dragons.
Red, what a stupid color.
hot-headed, slow-witted, and utterly repulsive. Yes.
See?
I'm not sure. I have a bit of a connection, and my magical abilities come from his influence on my family. I mean,
Oh, that makes some
what-
sense now.
what does? I guess what would that? Do you have any thoughts on what that could mean in terms of us fighting back against them?
Most certainly. People like you have been granted boons of many generations from dragon gods like ourselves. Would we give you our gifts, but not exactly our flesh, bone, and blood? You can wield his magic, and it can be sensed through your very being. Similar to how Melora crafted us of the stars, you were crafted of his flame.
That's pretty cool. I wish I was crafted from ice. That would have been sick.
But if you were,
You might melt though.
Never.
each of my children come from the ice of the world and the flames of my tomb.
Nice. Shalmir
Alright.
ignites his sword and puts it next to Talius, and he's like, "Is he melting?"
Are there any more Dragonborn left in the world, or is it just me?
Your uncle's been causing quite a problem throughout the world.
I heard about him. Is there any hope for him? Can we extract that gross Melora blood? Or is he gonna be stuck as a madness person forever? Because to be honest, I don't even know if I want to see him in that state. I think it
Well,
might break my heart.
If we remove Melora, would her blood become uncorrupted?
That is my plan, and that is my hope for all of you. Is
Hey, hope.
splitting of Melora and her imprisonment was foolhardy of us to think that would solve the issue. It changed her in such a way, and without Corlin's balance to her, we're hoping a potential restart might cause her corrupted blood to at least cease to spread. I am unsure if it can be cured, but at least stop the spread of such a disease.
That's good to know. When you say we, who exactly is making the decisions here? Is it like a committee? Because is there like, is Tia on that committee? Because he would be great. He's all about balance. So I feel like maybe he should be making the inputs, decisions there.
Of the gods' statures that I share, we do not tend to speak to one another often.
That is ridiculous. Sounds like some hubris and pride. Classic god stuff, right?
Yes, and to a point, it's also a sure spot when you start to try and cross certain barriers when you represent a idea, when you are the embodiment of a way of life. Some don't know how to take a joke quite well.
Yeah, don't I know it? Maybe they could have all the champions talk together, instead of talking amongst themselves.
And this is why we have chosen each of you.
Now, Hlall, I don't want to push my religion onto you. You're a god.
You see genuine laughter. You see genuine laughter at the start of this conversation from what, as you players can know, the ancient Dragolich in front of you right now.
But Shalmer will use his radiant consumption. Be like, to build on what Tyrion said, I have no ancestry or such thing, but as you can see, I've been chosen by the Mountain Lord. Do I have any ability to wield these?
Out his chest?
Yeah. The Mountain Lord. Shining brilliantly. Do I have any ability to wield these stones, or have you any communication with him?
Her neck cranes down towards you.
He shines even brighter. He like flexes
it. You see such a grin on her face as the fire almost picks up in her nostrils a bit.
What your incredible stature allows you to do is take on the champion's trials for the skins of the ancient. Each of you will have the ability to adorn such skins. You tell it when you will enter my temple. If you succeed in these trials of the...
Which one? Oh, it's right.
If you the least important.
yeah, exactly.
Just a storm.
He was falling asleep anyway.
My Discord just crashed and reopened on me.
Gotcha.
If I missed something.
No, we stopped.
What our skins will give you is a temporary hold of our very powers to wield divinity. So you will be in your trial for the Mountain Lord. My temple will take you there to your proper trial, to Tellius' proper trial, to Chanuk, Tyrion's, and Ignatius. Don't, when I am gone, bring your counterparts, and each of them will face their trials as well. Ulazar, Ralia, Bologna, Eri, and Mazda.
Wait, who's Muslim's god?
You wouldn't want me to ruin the surprise, would you?
Hey, I heard there was a Moonforge, so I'm good. Let's go.
Wait, are you sure you're not like part of the ice faith there, Shalmir? That was really funny.
I'm I'm pretty sure I'm not. This doesn't look like ice to you, does it?
Yeah, she's literally like burning and melting ice around him in the Arctic.
You guys are literally
glowing.
taking damage as I'm glowing so brightly.
They have moved exactly just enough out of range to not burn. Like initially, it's like, fuck. Enough for me not to tell them to take damage.
Hello.
Yes, indeed.
What does the storm have any connection with anything in this situation?
But of course, the storm follows the will of the strong. And what will could be stronger than that of their chosen champions, of a misfit group of lesser gods to challenge the greatest?
That is pretty funny and cool and whimsical. Face
Yeah,
on
That's you. That's you, man.
That's
I
you.
want it. Man,
Gives
I
him
want
that pat on the shoulder. It burns while he puts his hand on it.
Eating the metal.
Man, I want a god, guys.
Who are you again?
You know,
Rude.
Jerry, I just so happen to serve a buddy. Well, I mean, I don't personally. I mean, we're cool, I guess, but I'm just saying, if fire is your thing, Pyrock's gone.
Wait.
Tyrion is already claimed and chosen by another. Each champion
It's not Farragon.
shines to each of us. That's how we know whether or not to leave them alone, or for how Melora easily picks each and one of you out. That's why she tried to turn each of you at one point or another.
Is it possible to be a champion of multiple gods? I'm asking for a friend.
Not at one time.
Okay. Does the Mountain Lord...
I know somebody
Typically-
who's gonna take issue with that.
Yeah, right. Do you know
Passport.
about the Mountain Lord? Does he... What are his normal depictions? Because to me, I feel like he's just like a rock, like a giant rock.
Okay, that's ridiculous. He's a mountain, not a rock.
You're right, Elias. Pebbles, boulders, rocks, any stone structures you think of. I know it's not as grand as me at times, but it is what others see, and you can't judge what their domains are. There's beauty
Now,
in what is eroded by
Hlall,
streams.
You agreed with him. He's saying a rock. That's ridiculous. When I died, I saw a giant dwarf fighting with a giant bird, it seemed. Surely that's some kind of sign?
Were they made of rock?
I don't think
One,
so.
maybe.
I don't
It's
know.
possible.
Maybe describe it a little more. Jog my memory.
It's like this giant dwarf rock golem thing and this giant humanoid bird. It's like attacking each other and
Rock sounds familiar. Definitely
yeah,
rock.
yeah, and that beat the bird thing, and I'm alive now. That's what I remember.
Right. Oh, he goes by the Allfather. He's the crafter of many.
Heard that
of the
name,
world.
but not.
He is the crafter of giants and dwarfs, halflings, of many other creatures in this beautiful world we know.
Mm.
His domain of the forge typically takes on the form of what you would consider a dwarf or a giant, depending on how you'd like to stretch the sizes of things familiar to you.
Did he invent rocks?
You get the sense Hlall was totally fucking with Shalmir.
That sounds right to me.
Invents rocks? Not so much. Claim it for his own little fun? That's more like it.
No, it was me. I invented rocks. You're welcome.
Thanks for those. Which other gods can I roast today?
Please
don't
go
we have
on.
trials
Is Tia just like a giant scale?
No, a ball of energy, underwhelming and balancing of all things in the world.
Disgusting.
Sounds boring.
Exactly. That's what balance is. Boring.
Well, yeah, compared to, collapses all the time.
But safe.
Oh,
Yeah, safe,
a
which is
safe,
pretty okay.
Boring life. What is life
Yeah.
without the cold turns of winter? And the
Yeah, I thought you were
exciting-
whimsical.
Exactly. She is. Yes. You have to have fun with it all.
Man, I can't wait for your god reveal, Tyrion. That's gonna be so cool.
We have 2 god reveals now. That's
I
exciting.
know.
Mm.
Very exciting.
But you should do those after you have reassembled Skybreaker. Because once
Right.
you go in, the skin of the ancients is not one thing being undone.
Right, so we need to go to the Moonforge. Got it. Shalmir's gonna make a moonstone. Can we fix the other gems at the Moonforge? Is that a thing?
You can.
Sounds unlikely.
Any Titan Forge is capable of repairing a gem.
Oh, well, I spoke too early.
Question. I assume that Pargem and his goons know about all these things.
Yeah.
See a
Right,
very
so-
annoyed on her face.
Right.
History.
And the forges are pretty loud, right? Shalmir?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You can hear those
Yeah.
from pretty much the entire world away.
Right. And they've got pretty good ears. So, how are we gonna navigate that situation?
You
We
won't.
just kill him.
I do. While you finish.
Oh.
Yeah, give us like a little bit of a foam around us so that the sound doesn't escape. Is that right?
You'll have a few moments before I pass on. I most certainly cannot take the force of what Mother will send my way. But it'll be enough time.
Got it. Got it. Wait.
Uh,
No, go ahead, sorry.
Well, supportive order. We have 3. Where's the Where do we get the last gem?
This has been obscured from my eye. I leave your capable hand with Mansoon or Tamaras to be able to locate the last one. There was only so much influence I have on this world.
Because
I mean-
I
It's a
recall
good
the
question,
last.
though. It really was.
The last time you fixed one, I mean, it took a bit of a moment. It took a short while, and if we're under fire, that might be difficult.
I'm pretty sure I died last time we did this.
We
Yep.
we have to fix 2, at least.
Mhm.
We don't even know about the last one.
But it's stronger than you were last time.
You must fix 2, potentially fix a 3rd. And you have to
And
use
then we also need
another
to-
forge to reforge Stormbreaker.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is the trials of the champion, the chosen.
And then we have to do the skins of the ancients after that.
How hard could it be then?
Yeah, you're
Kill
right.
God first.
I mean, it's just like 4 things. It's really not that bad.
I've done way more than 4 things.
Actually,
Just take
this is
them one
the
at a
perfect time to ask you. Each of your siblings have various unique abilities, it seems.
Yes.
For example, Pargem had a very wide range of suppression of the magic around, whereas
Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not-
Also, very.
he covered like everything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
the
I remember-
entire city.
What did Fire
But
Guy
then-
do?
They
Fire.
both
But then
kinda
the
had, like, a magic
Borgoth, wherever he was looking,
Right.
was negated.
Yeah. I have it written down somewhere.
I guess
DM
I guess
off the top of my head. They all have unique abilities. Like that's
what my question is
What
what
are
are
they?
each of their unique abilities? I mean, Pargem was invulnerable to all damage. Are the other gods also?
TBD.
Yeah, TBD. She'll send us a note later.
Pargem is Pargem the Immortal for a reason. He is invincible, and that is why we will use Skybreaker to unvince him. Zalrog, Veil of Rebirth, the Sapphire brethren of mine, has a particular charming range within his domain. He has a way of making everyone agreeable to his views, ideas, and demands.
Have to be careful with that one.
There is Doom of the Everlasting Light, my golden brethren.
Let me fucking think. I have no idea where I wrote it down, so just give me a second. He had the ranges on each of them. Each of them function in such a way that basically they have their own. They carry their own stronghold with them, basically, and they have their own mile radius of boons as dragon gods.
We just need to hire the Navy SEALs to take them out.
Surely this is something we need to mention to the chosen.
Message
to the chosen.
This is also why when you guys were like, we should just talk, like message the other ones. It's like, no, not yet. No, stop it. You talk to them in a moment. Oh fuck. What was? Are you sure Forgoth? I thought Forgoth was the corrupting of teleport. No. You're right. Pargem disrupted magic getting away. You guys couldn't teleport, and that fucked up Pemoras.
Yeah.
Dude, they don't have the same corruption magic. They have different stuff.
Hey, you don't have to worry about it now if you don't know.
I'll get it to you guys. I'm really sorry. I prepped a lot of stuff. I don't remember what their
That's a lot of stuff
AoEs are.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's like, what, 5 or 6?
I didn't expect you guys to fight him tonight, so that's why
you prep for one per encounter. So
Yeah.
it's not like you have them all in front of you.
All right, so I apologize for
Fair.
that. I'll get it
No
to
worries.
you.
Fine. You don't have to apologize.
I definitely had it. I don't remember. And I'm not going to sit here for 5 minutes doing it.
Wow! Thank you for this very important
Thanks, Hlall.
We really appreciate that. That's a lot of information. You just
Very
gave us.
informative.
Hello, you are just the best goddess
Glad
ever.
you know all of that off the top of your head. That's amazing.
It sure
Yeah.
helps.
I mean, they're technically. Actually, out of curiosity, what was yours?
Whoa. That's
Whoa! That's a personal
Whoa.
question. I mean,
What mine is the blizzard you all experience right now. Nobody can enter my blizzard if I don't want them to. I'm impossible to find.
And as you look around, obviously, there's no blizzard around, but what you've been talked about and the ice waste and what Pemoras has told you, basically, if you ever, anyone that ever traveled to the ice waste can never reach where the original Iceborn are in Hlall, because she has this perpetual, basically, shroud.
Mm.
makes sense.
It's perfect for fucking pranks.
No shit.
As a blizzard blows in, she can just fuck with people.
Well, they do say ice is everlasting, so that stands to reason your memory would be everlasting.
You've
See, I understand
been around
faith.
a long time.
Yeah, I get the faith. Makes sense.
I mean, hey, Tellius, I don't want to cut your interaction with your god short, but this forge sounds really fun.
Yeah, you go have fun with your rock god. I'll be here. And you guys have a good time. We're just going to keep catching up, and, we'll be here when you're ready for the skins of the ancients thing,
Slowly, her head is going behind Tellius as he's turned to the group with a big grin.
Yeah.
And off we all go to Melora's temple.
You're coming. Oh,
Oh, what?
this is interesting.
The wings wrap around all of you in a way, and you all, before you teleport, though, you see her look towards her temple, and the ice walls on the temple fade down, and you can now see an entranceway into this temple to return at some point.
What was our
Out
tour
of
guide's name?
curiosity, have we rested at any point?
Yes, you rest
Before we came
Yeah,
here,
we're good.
so we
Did
should
you
be full
rest with
rested.
the just full rested if you didn't, but with the
We rested
no,
in
you-
Waterdeep before we came here, I
Yes,
think.
but yes,
Yeah.
But then you ran
But
away.
after
from-
that, we didn't. Yeah.
It's fine.
I-
You actually had a
for
farm
some
gem
reason-
encounter. You
for
did
some
full
reason-
rest.
yeah.
You didn't.
Yeah.
But you should have full rested with Frostborn, but you didn't. You guys were like, "Fuck it, I want to
Shelmer
win
was
the game
not
now."
a tour death encounter. So, but before we go, the tour guide guy, I don't remember his name. but-
Austin Frostborn.
Shalmer just has his sword and he ignites it and he kind of gives this guy a thumbs up, like, "You do that too. Stay warm, buddy."
You see him just give this
Like the
nod.
mountain lord's with you. Like, maybe reconsider your religion.
You see him nodding. He's like, "When you come back, I'll be there. I'll help you out. I'll be there." Now, without the guidance of Hlall, I'm sure that'll go swimmingly.
Mountain lord is with you.
I have but the utmost faith in you.
Toss my tablet at him. It's
Not better.
He definitely doesn't understand it.
As you teleport out of this area, I'll even say Hlall can just, by the presence of a god, give you guys a full refresh and breather with her power
Hey!
to give you
Ooh,
a full
there we go.
rest.
Easy money.
As the blizzard fades from around you all, and then she opens her wings, you're hit with the, for Charnook, refreshing, blistering heats of the jungles, as it is just a nice, crisp 110 degrees. What you
This
see
is way worse than the
is
ice waste.
all this. There's all these different mountains and forestry as far as the eye can see, but all these monoliths out of the ground. They're just these black square monoliths that are like, think Skoberheim-sized statues type of idea, but perfectly cut squares sticking out of the ground and out of the mountains, and you just see this all throughout the terrain for as far as the eye can see.
Do they seem like the same material as those obelisks that we've seen?
They do, but they're lighter. They're not blackened like
Right.
the Pillars of Historia. Instead, they are just inscribed in the same looking material as all those pillars that you've noticed around the world. You hear Hlall go back, and she flies into the air, and then out comes this blue fire out in front of the group into seemingly just the forest in front of you, and you hear her say, "Govekron," which you understand Tullius as unfurl bind, as she casts a spell, and in front of you, you see a beautiful draconic architecture temple form as Melora's temple takes shape all around as the fire dissipates, removing whatever illusion was hiding her temple. It is of at least double the size of Hlall's temple that you saw before, with beautiful, intricate carvings of just all. It's very jagged and scaly, the architecture all around, with these great doors in front of it, with on them in the door itself, the eye is split, and you can see that the madness eyes you guys have come to know from time to time. One is sitting there on the door, but in stonework. All across it, you see the works of what looks like to be like dragon scales of these beautiful greens, yellows, and grays is the color of this temple all around.
Absolutely no remorse. Shalmer's just walking up there and trying to open the door.
As you go to open the door, you put your hand on it, and as you do that, you find yourself exactly standing back where you just were. You thought you just walked up to the door, and as you touched it, you found yourself back where you were standing.
That seems about wrong.
you see a Hlall come down, and you see her go, Bex, which is open in Draconic, and you see the doors open as you see like a magic circle appeared as she said that as well to open it finally, and she turns to the group.
Be careful. She is not only the mother of dragons, but of illusions. I fear she will have great fun with you inside. Be safe, my champions. And I wish you all the best. Endure the everlasting storms.
Fear for us, sounds promising. We go forward then.
All right. Does the group enter the Temple of Melora?
Shalmir takes point.
Yes.
Shalmir's wasting no time, baby. As you,
Fuck this shit. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die.
Before we walk in,
okay.
You like to often give us a little bit of a pep talk.
I mean, look, a god came to us and told us to go here, and he blah 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 blah, and we together are strong. No one can separate us. So forward we go.
Like the spell is about to click too, and behind you just hear,
and don't screw it up.
and that gives you that extra spice on it to work.
So everyone gets 20 temp HP.
Hell yeah. Beautiful.
Awesome.
All right.
Let's see. There it is.
Yeah, this temple is about to wreck my life.
As you guys walk inside the Temple of Melora, we have to
I would
have
like to rage.
a music change.
Yeah, I forgot I got 10 barbarian there, so let me just use that real quick.
Yeah, my last level I took a barbarian level, so wow.
Yeah,
Let me
so
just place
now
my
you
bear
can
totem down.
understand why I'm like, okay, this could probably be awful, but I think we're going to have a fuck ton of fun because you're about to do the very last dungeon crawl of the campaign.
Aww.
It is a high-level dungeon crawl and the goddess of illusions and chaos.
So,
So I don't have to later. Shalmir's
We got
sword
1
is
hour.
ignited.
We're not getting through this shit in this session.
once we finish this dungeon, is it going to be another episode of Dragons?
What?
No dungeons, just dragons.
Oh,
Dragons and
just,
dragons.
just dragons.
Yeah,
I
no
love it.
more
I love it.
dungeons.
Yeah.
Good. You
Dragons
got
and Dragons. We went from
I'll have to
dungeons
change my
to
meme.
dungeons.
It's no longer Dungeons
Yeah.
and Dragons.
To
It's just
Dungeons and
Dragons and
Dragons.
Dragons.
Yeah.
To
I
Dragons
wanna
and Dragons.
pose a suggestion,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's a nice place.
Mm-hmm.
I know I started us late.
I know where this is going.
Don't you dare.
Well, think about it. It's a very good story beat.
It is.
There's more. There's better story beats you can definitely do in 40 or 50 minutes. There's definitely. I had somewhere planned specifically for it to end in 40 or 50
Okay.
minutes.
Wait, finish your thought.
Yeah, he wants to stop it now. Do you have to get up early? We had 11 o'clock. Zach and Justin have to get up early too, and we had a hard 11 deadline.
The
tonight.
only reason I ask is because my brother Alex is coming out to do a plane flight tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be getting here relatively soon.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I was gonna be having D&D,
Mm-hmm.
so he's aware of that.
Okay.
And I just because we have the tendency to when you plan a 50-minute dungeon crawl,
No,
it takes
no,
us 3 hours to get
No.
through it.
This dungeon crawl is going to be 3 sessions, is my guess.
Okay.
At least.
So
We're-
hard
we're-
11, and when it's 11 o'clock, I'll go beep 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 beep.
Yes. No, we're
And we'll
stopping
see what happens.
no matter what at 11. That was our agreement. Just so this doesn't become like a 4 or 5 session dungeon crawl.
It's more of like I don't want us to get into the middle of something and then us be like, all right, now we gotta end.
Don't worry. The
Okay.
really spicy stuff you're not going to get to.
Okay.
That's what you say now.
If
only
we
want
get
the
to a
mild
good
stuff
spot
right now.
to end before
Yeah.
11,
Yeah,
then
we'll do that. We'll do
All
that.
right, guys.
Okay.
Speed run. Speed
All
run.
right, speed run the
Yeah,
dungeon.
So there is
I wanna
there's,
do XP.
there's one way. I will be furious if you guys do the shit where you're like, but I want it now. Because there is the option that you just don't. That you just go through the dungeon. That is a thing. And I will be super jaded. Because I spent a lot of time on all the other bullshit.
Hey, the players do what the players do.
We've sped run a dungeon before, so we can do it again.
So I know, I'm aware. As you enter, the doors close behind you, and inside you see this hall. There are massive statues. It feels far bigger on the inside than it did on the outside. It is, which is saying something, and it is intimidating the size of such a hallway in this how would I say, tribute to what looks to be the dragon people. The statues start from dragonborn to young dragons to wyverns to adult dragons to ancient dragons to the dragon gods, and at the end of the hallway is another dragonborn figure standing in a pedestal on the center. They're all spread out through this hallway, and behind the dragon in the center, you guys can see another one of these giant doors. On the ceiling, you can see a multitude of these green oozes moving around, and occasionally between the statues, you can see a couple of these oozes going back and forth inside this area.
What now?
What you find on the walls, too, is this constant twinkling of stars throughout the room everywhere you look, and as you try and grab it, there's no corporeal form to this. There's no material form, but it feels like you guys are inside a nebula that is rotating through this area. What do you do?
Is this Zelda
Oh!
music?
No, it's Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door.
Oh, Paper Mario, that's what it is.
I'm sorry, you don't get to do anything yet because you hear this.
Zeus are about to kill us all.
How unpredictably lovely! Lovely indeed. Will they survive? What troubles will they make inside my temple? Should I tell them you're here already? That wouldn't be much fun. It wouldn't at all. That'd be predictable. I don't like predictable.
Wait, they can't hear you already? You're kind of loud.
Now that's fucked.
Have fun inside. I can't
Thanks, you
wait
too.
to have
Bye.
so much fun with each and every one of you. I missed you, Tullius. It hurt when you rejected me so long ago. It was
I don't remember that.
cruel.
We never had a proper date. Hlall was very nice and polite.
I swear one of my dear champions tried to convince you so politely, and you rejected
was
me
that?
outright.
Who was that?
Ragnorum!
Oh, well, we tried to talk, but he tried to kill me, so I had to say no.
Troubled by memories. False memories from false prophets. So,
Well, you're the one that messed with my memories, so
mess with
isn't it your fault?
yours, not his. Not his. No, not his. What vile women do to a mind such as his.
Wait. Wait a minute. Are you sure we can't get along?
I don't think listening to her is going to be doing us much good.
I think we should just ignore this. This is ridiculous.
I mean, hey.
Whatever you guys have on you, you find yourself heavier all of a sudden.
Oh god, I shouldn't have eaten those spring rolls.
In your inventory, however much money you have just got doubled.
Oh, thanks, Melora.
Oh, dude, I'm so freaking rich. How is Karnook so rich?
Unexpected. Thus, entropy and chaos throughout.
There's so much money.
Good luck, or none. Farewell, and hello. See you soon.
All right. What are you doing now?
Well, still
I can
unencumbered.
buy a
Get
house.
wrecked, Melora, you fool!
I mean, you guys told me how much of an issue you had with these things, and he's pointing to the oozes on the walls and stuff.
They're just grooving. There's like this continuous synchronized pace to all these things.
I can't say that I have any issue, but maybe we kill those first.
So that was Melora. That was a terrifying voice.
I mean, it's weird at first, but you get used to it.
You've
Take a
heard the
flame on
voice
one of the oozes.
before?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll attack the ooze.
It's
So
a
that's
DC 17.
DC
Saving throw.
17 for the ooze. All right.
Dex.
Let me get the old.
Which I'm pretty sure is a -3.
Sure. Natural one. I don't even need to look it up. Oh, first roll of the night, baby! Brand.
17 radiant damage.
As Shalmer instantly shoots the flame up towards the ooze on the ceiling, it pops one. You see the ooze and hit the ground and jello, and you see it burns a little bit. All the other ooze have completely ignored it, but you can see it looks distressed as ooze can get. That's a natural 17 for a 15.
A miss, or it'll hit.
Okay.
So 10 radiant.
As it does another 10 points of radiant damage, you see the ooze jiggle violently back and forth.
Shalmer just kind of looks at everyone, his companions, he's like, this is kind of pathetic. It's just taking the hits. What is your issue?
One of you
Do anything without me. It's ridiculous. Does it again.
For the sake of argument, that's a 12. It's you keep hitting it and you keep burning it, and you see you're like it's definitely getting smaller, but it never burns out, and you see like the form keeps coming back after a while, and like if you stop for a second, the ooze starts to refilling, and the shaking of it gets less violent.
Now that's kind of weird, but it's not attacking us.
You all get a
thought you
spidey
were-
sense. There is an ooze coming your way at the Deadpool speed of the guy being like, no! And like the Zamboni machine. So just so you're all aware, you look over, you can see one of these oozes just fucking grooving along right now. You guys got at least like 2 minutes.
That's
I kind of want to study the pattern that they're moving in, and see.
Yeah, are
if-
they like dancing?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
And the one that's coming towards us, I'm going to direct my Sacred Flames towards that one.
As you do, it stops it, and it just starts to get in that jiggle shit again. And you see it just, like, burning and getting violently jiggling back and forth as the other ones are still going in their ways.
I got a 5 or a 7.
What were you rolling for?
The nebulas, insight.
Insight.
The nebulas are distracting you, and then at one point, as you're like trying to get a pattern, like basically a star, like goes by your face like this. You're like, fuck! Oh, it's still bright. Illusions are bright. Holy fuck! And you have that like when you look at the sun and you see the like the burn thing for a little bit. That is happening to your eyes right now, and you're like, dude, fire is my thing. This is bullshit.
23.
23. As you're watching their pattern, it seems like they're actually like eating this parts of this temple that are in this like perpetual disarray. You see there's this endless falling of material components that the other crew would find familiar. It's like
Sounds
this.
like we should just move forward and ignore these things then. They don't seem to be attacking us. I mean, they're moving slowly towards us, but...
You look over, minute 30. Actually, you're at like a minute 45, and it's still shaking from the fire.
As Shalmer is talking, he's like, well, we should move... Wait a second. Forward, and these things don't seem to be moving towards us, and anyway...
It's 100% what's happening. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I say we just move on.
Yeah, there was the statue of the guy.
I'm gonna go at those like material components that are falling out of the sky.
Yes.
I'm gonna go just like collect them like bits and pieces of what I find and put them in the bag of holding.
They're rocks as they're falling, and you just keep putting rocks into your bag. And how long do you do this?
I'm not going to do a lot. It's like, I want to see if I can get like a little bit of each individual types that it seems to be looking like.
Yeah, there seem to be different colored rocks. They don't seem to be magical. They're not stones in that sense, nothing like emeralds or anything like that. But they are of different sediment types, or rock types. Sediment's not the right word for it. But you're able to put those in. But it seems like it's this endless filter. As you can see, now that Tellius has pointed it out, like the oozes are coming around to come grab this one, and it just stopped another one. And as soon as the ooze gets off that one, it starts again, falling.
So, yeah, just like a couple, like 2 or 3 handfuls of each type.
You can put some chaos rocks into your head bag of holding.
Chaos rock.
Those like pop rocks.
I'm going to put variety of chaos rocks.
It's like fire in my mouth.
What will happen? Sure. So you guys, you can walk by the statues. As you walk by the ones, many of them aren't recognizable until you get to the dragon gods. And you do see statues of the dragon form of each of the dragon gods, including Hlall and Sundral inside here as you goes through. And there are markings on the other ones, they're worn out, but on here there's little bits of blurbs just stating their names. As you've gotten deeper down the hallway, the one that was in the center does seem to have a longer sort of like plaque on it.
Is the
I'm
plaque
going
in
to go
Draconic?
read it.
It is in Draconic.
Man, I didn't see this one.
Guess what I can read?
You can now. It starts to make sense. Draconic.
Shalmir casts tongues.
Stop!
It says, "Speak freely, Tyrion."
Oh, perfect. Oh, good, good. I thought for a second you said Shalmir cast and comprehend language. I was going to be like, impossible.
No.
Impossible.
Tongues, so everybody can understand him in a language that
Awesome.
they understand.
Wow, I can't even read this stuff
So as I read it, I
sarcastically.
Yep.
say it out loud in common.
Yep.
You can,
Because that's what I speak.
maybe speak Draconic so that it makes sense. Yep. Whatever.
I was ignoring him because I went to go read this plaque and
Shelmer's like, this spell's working as I meant. He's speaking Draconic, clearly.
I'm helping!
That tracks.
You read, Parjem the Immortal, the first believer in the True Mother, chosen by Melora, he built the Temple of Chaos over 20,000 days and nights. But his work was not done. He brought his people into the halls to rejoice in their new home, for bringing everlasting prosperity to his people and demonstrating unwavering faith to the goddess. Parjem was blessed. Reincarnated into Parjem the Immortal, he now serves at the hand of the goddess for eternity. And what you see is a dragonborn version of what you assume to be what the original Parjem looked like millions and millions of years ago.
See, I was going to say, very difficult to build a temple without hands, but that one has hands.
Tracks. This makes sense.
He makes a good point.
You see, I have my hammer and I do this, but if I have wings, where do I put my hammer? Doesn't make any sense.
Hi, is that ooze still there?
You guys all walked, you're miles away from it, but now you're sort of in line for one that was taking a turn, but you got like a solid 3 minutes. It's still working its way around a turn.
Are the doors open?
No, they are closed. So if you go behind him now, all the statues here in this entrance room, you can see there's a drawbridge, and there is a door with another Meloran eye, and there is a large keyhole in the center of it. And to the side, there seems to be some glowing, I'd say, you see this shimmering, how would I put this? It's like glowing black, but it's like illuminated light. It's white. It's not glowing darkness. Darkness is the absence of light. But it's got this vibe of like, it's giving off this underlit tone. Like black light,
like
absorbing
it's like
light,
black with a white outline.
Yeah, that's more what I'm getting at. Yes, yeah.
That's what I was envisioning.
Good, yeah. Those are to the sides of the drawbridge. It doesn't completely cover this gap that is clear between the entrance of this place and the door to the next entryway, which you do see a label on the door in Draconic that you both know, Tyrion and Tullius. It is labeled Bastion of the Worlds. And this is the bridge to the Bastion of the Worlds. You notice both of those. It is labeled inside this temple.
Nice.
Is there any kind of lever or perhaps a wheel that would lower the drawbridge?
Make an investigation check. No, the drawbridge is down. It's over. It's down, allowing you guys to go over, but there's a giant keyhole, Kingdom Hearts style, with the doors that are locked right now. You guys can go onto just fine and go up to the door.
And there was a beam of negative light?
Yeah, over the sides, on both sides, glowing.
On both sides. Just a darkness railing.
Of sorts. Well, from looking up, if you want to peer over, you can make a perception check to see whatever the hell's down there if you want.
Oh, I wonder what's down there. 21.
As you peer over, you see this strange-looking, who play magic, Phyraxian form of a creature. It has a face, and you can see these sharp, jagged teeth, like daggers or knives of sorts, but no eyes, no nose features, and the darkness almost drips off it like paint, but it doesn't seem viscous. Though it looks viscous, it goes into dry ice smoke underneath. And you can see these things in here, those endless rocks. Some of the oozes are coming around and depositing it down to them, and it is just utterly, before it even touches their flesh, it is just annihilated. You look over the other side, and you see another one of those things out there. They don't give you any attention, but you can just see the thing looking up, and as things come down, clearly there's distance before the thing even hits it, and the thing just goes to dust from what's falling down onto them.
Wouldn't recommend going down there. If anyone had plans to go down there, I suggest you cancel them. Get your refund. Don't do it.
If you were familiar with the Phyraxian card, I believe it's Obliterator, you can visualize that guy.
I know what that is.
And there are two of them on the sides of this bridge.
Right.
Well,
that is ominous looking.
We need to just find a key so we can open this door. Does anyone have any ideas?
Check your pockets.
You guys
check
your
my
pockets?
I'll look.
Check my pockets.
Is
Other keys in my pockets.
There a keyhole in the store?
Each of you go into your pockets and you pull out the greater healing potion.
The next one's gonna be scorpions. Don't laugh.
Lovely.
You guys are getting good rolls. You're getting good chaos rolls.
Can I try to look into the keyhole and see if I can understand what keys it needs?
Yeah.
I would be careful with that. I mean, there might be a stabby eye thing in the keyhole.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay, he doesn't value his sight. All right, fine.
All right, 15.
As you go to the keyhole and you start looking through it, it's like this long line of darkness, and you're trying to look well, it's so big, you can literally fucking put your head in to try and see, we could maybe push the, I'm forgetting the names of the
Tumblers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep, of the tumblers, and as you look in, you start to see all those faces of those creatures you saw over the bridge start, coming to your mind, and just, this long tunnel vision and this dragging almost low shutter speed style as you feel your entire mind just starts dragging across space-time as you pull back out of that. That's not a normal keyhole.
I will, in Terran, I will say to my friends, that's odd. And they understand me because we're speaking in tongues now.
If that's
Even though
not the
I'm
most
speaking
capitalist
rock.
thing I've ever heard in my life, the idea of like, all right, we need to create a problem and sell them the solution. Shalmir went
I am
all in.
literally speaking like earthquake language. They understand what I'm saying.
Love it.
Oh, that's weird.
What happens if
Okay.
we, I'd say in Minotaur,
Mhm.
what happens if we shine a light?
Shumber kind of gives him a little thumbs up under the belt, like, yeah.
Hey.
I know exactly 2 languages.
Common and body language. Let's fucking go! Sorry, go ahead.
I'll throw a firebolt into it.
Into the lock?
Yeah.
Sure. As you shoot the firebolt into the lock, you find your firebolt like travels through the lock, but not like it should, like almost ethereally. It just seems to go through something that appears to be of illusionary magic of some sort. As you touch the door is there, but to no one's surprise, there's some funky ass shit going on here.
All right, Shalmer's casting Dispel Magic.
That definitely doesn't work, but it's worth a shot.
He's still trying it.
Yep. You cast Dispel Magic, and as you cast it, you just feel this like what would be like a shard magic form wise, where it's like one of those like a fart that you're like it's a safe one, but whoa, it wasn't. But magic wise, you're like, oh, yuck. Like, what the I don't like that.
There's definitely something there, guys. I'll tell you that.
Show me. Wait, hold on. I pull just a normal ass longsword that I have for some reason and
Yeah.
put it into a beam of negative light. Does that do anything?
The beam of do you put it over like you're putting it into the side
No,
where
no.
those creatures are, or
The beam of light just goes across, like parallel with the bridge, kind of.
those are that light is to the side is radiating off those creatures. They're causing
okay.
that light. Yes, I apologize. It's we're in a weird place. The descriptions are
No.
going to be funky.
Is there? I'm asking. Is it a light puzzle? You know,
No.
is there a source? Okay.
No, it's not a light puzzle.
Let's see. What else could it be?
I don't know.
Are there any kind of inscriptions or anything on the door?
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand, and I wanna just like have it go into the keyhole and out.
As you cast Mage Hand and it goes into the keyhole, you start to hear a plethora of laughter throughout your ears in different voices. And instead of nebulas around you, you start to see purple madness eyes. And you hear...
Putting your hand in places you don't know. That's crazy.
Chaos time. You find your chest tightens up, and you take 25 points of psychic damage as the eyes begin to fade away.
You good there, bud?
I have a little bit of a crazy idea.
Well,
but
we're in a crazy place. Let's do it.
Okay. I walk up to the keyhole
Okay.
and I put my hand into it.
Okay. As you put your hand into the keyhole, you get the same experience as Shalmir did, as it starts now, like you feel yourself being dragged down this like endless hallway, and all the images are like lagging and behind, and it's enough that just pushes you back out. It is this overwhelming just imagery, nearly impossible to describe, and it starts to go into these esoteric monsters and creatures where just like, yo, I'm just a dude. Please stop.
started seeing the spaghetti monster.
When Shalmir sees Tyrion back off on that, he's like, right, fuck this shit. And he pulls out his longsword, 2 hands, he shoves it into the keyhole, flaming.
Yep. You go and you put it into the keyhole, and all of a sudden you feel your face start going through again. You're like, no! And like, you're trying to push through it this time, but as you have the sword going through the keyhole, everyone else sees you slowly, as you're like certain, not giving an inch. Slowly, Shalmir is just taking his sword out of the keyhole. And then it's at his ready as he's still staring at it, like strain on his face. And then finally, as you find yourself out, you swear you got through, and your sword is buried deep in it. You're like, what? Why is my...
Start walking forward like, I got this, guys. Oh, what the hell?
You guys are overthinking this.
I walk up to the door and pretend like I have the key. And I try and unlock the door. Use my imagination.
I think it's adorable, and you do it, but nothing happens.
Yeah, oh, maybe.
Good idea.
If I don't see you again...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tyrion, come on, man. Do we gotta do it this way?
God.
We got at least 3 more ideas before we start doing dumb.
Slow it down! Slow it down! I'm terrified, Hunter. We have 12 minutes. Terrified. Or 22.
Bring me with you.
I mean...
You play how you want to play. Just...
It's... Well, so when you try to go to it, it scares you off with very uncomfortable images.
Yes, and it almost tricks you away from it as well.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yes.
Like...
Oh, I mean, I can't.
It's like it doesn't want you to go into it.
Mm-hmm.
So what if it's not a keyhole? What if it's just a tunnel? So, I mean, I'm gonna go and climb into it.
Oh, hold on. Let me try.
How wide is it?
It's big. It's Kingdom Hearts style.
It's big. Yeah. It's,
So it's
you
big
can
enough
walk
for you guys to
through
climb
it.
I don't
into.
know what that means.
Yeah, I know. Just type in Kingdom Hearts keyhole on Google quick, and you'll see it's fucking huge. It's nonsense.
If Tyrion's going in, Shalmir is literally right behind him.
Yep. You see, as both Shalmir and Tyrion go into the keyhole, the two of them literally stop at the door, and they're not saying anything. The two of you literally feel like you age like 2 years on this amazing quest going through this door. You see like mountains, monsters, and things you don't understand. The two of you are like finding ways. You're like cold at night, and Shalmir's heating you up. There's like epic battles of you guys back to back. Fire bolts. You grow hair and shave hair. This whole journey's happening. The three of you are just watching them staring at this fucking keyhole, and you're like, "Is something? Should we?" And then they snap out of it. And you guys are very much like, sort of like waking up in the Rick and Morty thing. Like, where's my ride from Roy? Happens right there. You feel like 2 years just went by, and it was only but moments for you guys. Probably about like.
Tyrion, the way that you move the metal from creating a hammer is. Wait. Were we not just at our encampment? What?
What?
Why are we
You
back
guys are
here?
just staring at a keyhole.
Do you remember everything I taught you?
Yeah.
You do. You do.
Yeah.
Yo, we just got in a hyperbolic time chamber.
Right, so now we can.
You do
So
remember.
as we camped over those 2 years,
was a
Shalmir,
very
we're bored as
strange
fuck. Shalmir's just
experience.
teaching him how to forge
Yeah.
things.
No, I'm fine with that. You can be proficient in forging things, Tyrion. That's a
Now
fun
we
side.
can learn
Yeah.
everything.
You're not like good at it yet because you've actually had no practice,
Guys.
but you basically have like read a book about it 1,000 times over and then watched a YouTube video for a year. The same one. So like you're really sure how to do it, but you lack the muscle memory.
Nice.
Guys, we found a boosting hole. Just
That,
boost
I would definitely allow that forever and every time you do that. It's definitely not going to always change in the Temple of Chaos and Madness and Illusion.
Is there
Anyway,
anything?
I like described to them a summary of what we just experienced.
Whatever you guys want, like for fun, you guys can craft a story together within reason of something ludicrous. Where how you want to spend those 2 years?
We've been there for years. I don't. All right. Wait. Okay, Tyrion. 2 years ago, did you know anything about forging? I mean, I understand that your
No.
family had some roots in it, but
like some rudimentary stuff.
right. But you personally, nothing.
I mean,
So I take out
yeah.
my smith's tools, which is like my makeshift anvil and my hammer.
Oh my
and I
God.
hand it to him,
This is the
and I use
tiniest
heat
shit, I
metal,
love this.
and I heat up this piece of iron that I have. I'm like, hit it in the correct spot.
And I hit it in the spot that I remember him teaching me about.
I want you to give me a check. What is a
Oh my
forging
God.
check? I always forget. Is that
I mean, for this, it'd probably be
history?
an-
Because you haven't
It
ever
would probably
done
be
it.
just a
Yeah,
basic-
I think you either give me strength or I think wisdom. But
I'm cool with
whichever.
like wisdom, history, or strength. Actually, strength is more Shalmir because it's a strength of Shalmir, and he has
right.
the
He
muscle
already
memory.
knows how to do it,
I
so
like-
it'd probably be just wisdom or history.
I'm feeling
yeah.
a wisdom check or a history might be wisdom as well.
wisdom or
History.
intelligence.
History is intelligence.
I think either or will be fine for this check. I think that
Even
makes the
though
most
it's
sense for
less,
the situation.
It makes most sense to do intelligence because this is purely memory.
Yeah, that's
not
what I'm
muscle
saying.
memory.
But then
Yeah.
again, you could be just feeling
Right,
it out.
wisdom
If you're
would
not
be more
going that
muscle
way, if you're just
memory.
like, fuck it, I'm just going to go with what I think is right. That would be more the wisdom
I rolled a 3. On
Nice.
route. So, like, it's one of those things like a lamb getting its legs underneath it for the first time. You can tell, like, the form's there. It's all, like, for a second, Shalmir. You see it. And then the wobbling, no! And it just, nope, definitely not what he wants.
It's the right spot, bad form, bad placement.
Right, Shelmer's like, well,
I
But-
just look like
I
he
swear
knows-
it was 2 years, guys. I swear.
But,
he does not
interesting
look like
enough,
he knows what he's doing.
it's really helpful that you are such a master of the fire arts and the arcane arts. This makes forging very easy for you because you don't have the impacts of fire damage or fire burning. None of that stuff. It's all trivia. It's trivial, so it does make forging easier for you, Tyrion.
Shelmer like puts his back to everybody and like hammers it out a little bit. He's like, see, exactly, a long sword. Immediately.
We can hear the hammer clinking on the iron. It's not inaudible.
That was a different Titan Forge, I swear.
There's definitely this. Skips in front of you. Ping, 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 ping. This really quick, and someone muffled because he knows how to muffle it, but super fast. Like that is Kronk style shit right there. Love it.
Guys, you know what? I think I have an idea.
Well, we can stick the sword in the keyhole.
I'm gonna walk up to the door,
Oh god.
a little bit off to the side from the keyhole,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna start pushing the door.
Okay. As you start pushing the door, it feels like a mountain. You're not going to be able to push it. It's solid. You guys are doing great in one sense, and others way too much.
Is
so
there anything
hard.
on? Is there anything on like the ceiling or anything like weird?
Yes, there is. You know it.
Longsword that Tyrion made. Tyrion made this longsword. Who wants it? Anybody?
I'll take it. It's a free
Yeah.
sword.
Free longsword. Here we go.
Yep. Yeah, you get a free longsword. I don't give a shit. Sure.
Nice.
What's that?
I
Good job,
love it.
Tyrion.
So the door doesn't work. What's on the ceiling?
So the drawbridge, which could be my bad, I probably didn't describe it far enough. It's not like you're on the drawbridge and the other room doesn't exist. It's directly connected to the other room. So the oozes are still fucking oozing around, dropping off the rocks to the obliterators on the side here. And Tullius, you notice there's shit inside the oozes. It's tough to make out because it's on the inside of an ooze. But there's probably something in them. And when Shalmir was flaming them, probably was difficult to see and it might have been moving around. Maybe something to do with that.
Are there like ooze cores? What the heck?
Who knows?
Yeah. Is there like a key in one of these oozes?
It's tough to tell looking at the oozes, but one's right now on the ceiling dropping off shit to an obliterator. So, like...
take one of my uncle's scimitars.
Mm-hmm.
Just try to like.
It's far away. Like the ceilings are super
Oh.
tall. Remember, so it's.
Is there an ooze that's close by that's not on the ceiling, or are they all on the ceiling?
Well, back in the other place, they're not on the ceiling. If you walk back across the bridge into the room on the floors.
Elias, where are you going?
I have a hunch about the oozes.
I'll follow him.
Okay.
Oozes. Oh, jeez.
Shalmir, hand on Tellius is like, I think you know what you're doing. Cast guidance.
I'll try to just like link the scimitar around whatever's in the core, and then just pull the scimitar out with whatever the core is intact.
As you go to take out the core, as you're pulling this one out, you can see this one seems to be an amalgamation of all these shiny red gems on the inside of it. But as you're trying to get it clear and out, it's not coming out, and all of a sudden you start to feel your blades, the stinging of the acid of the ooze, and you can try and go further, but it doesn't get you don't get the sense that you're going to be able to get it out.
It doesn't look like a key though, does it?
This doesn't look like a key, no.
Oh, well then I don't care about it.
Okay.
If it's getting the resistance at that point, I'll just let it go back into the center of the ooze so it can go jiggling along.
It jiggles back in, you see the
Yeah.
ooze resettle, and starts going about its way again.
Right. Okay. So that wasn't the right one, but you guys saw what I was doing there, yeah?
Yeah, I'll go and inspect oozes, and if I see any one that seems to have a larger shape of some sort inside, like a larger core that might
fit the hole.
Maybe not. I don't know if it will fit the hole because the hole is huge.
Go ahead and give investigation checks for everybody if you're going to.
Wait.
Yeah.
What about the ooze that was chasing us?
What's that, Mosnell?
Big 15.
Ignatius fucking shit.
Oof.
Whatever.
I'm looking to see if like there's pieces we're gonna have to like build. Build the key.
Okay. Everybody, go ahead and make investigation checks.
9.
24.
Okay.
22.
15, 22. As you guys are checking around to these, you notice you do have to go into the oozes and try and grab whatever the core is at. The ooze itself is concealing whatever the fuck is inside there. So you have to make. I'm not going to say you do that. You're going to have to make that decision to go in there.
Well, so
y'all ever carved pumpkins before?
So what I want to do is I want to do what Shalomir did. I want to firebolt it so it gets smaller.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use my Staff of Thunder and Lightning as a... So I'm not actually touching the ooze, but like use it to pull the cores, whatever the core
two of
is.
you are able to keep zapping it, and you get this sense like it just won't fucking lose its form, and you can see the core goes down into that tiny little piece of what it is, but you can make out what the core looks like on these as you keep blasting to the ground. It's not coming out, but you get a look at the cores through this method.
Okay.
The core you see doesn't seem... It seems bronze-ish in shape around, which seems to match more of the door that you saw on the other side for the one you find. Shalmir, yours is more emerald on the inside. Tellius, you go to another one and you find another ruby-looking one. Charnook, you're just like, I ain't fucking... I remember oozes.
You want me to stick my hand in that? Are you fucking crazy?
I mean, they're
Ignatius,
acidic. Yeah, it's fine.
what did you roll? For your investigation, Ignatius, what did you roll?
14.
14. Seeing what Tyrion and Shalmir are doing as you're following with your companions and trying to put this together, you get the sense that indeed probably the components do need to be assembled, and it's in this lot. There seems to be some sort of pattern to this.
Shalmir takes his Corpse Slayer Warhammer out and just takes a big fucking golf swing at the core.
All right.
Trying to hit it out.
As you hit it, you make like contact for a second, and then you just feel it in the ooze, and all of a sudden, the ooze starts going around your hammer and starts trying to eat your hammer.
And Sacred Flame pull this shit out.
It jiggles. You fucking take your magic weapon away from that motherfucker.
this is a thought. I'm gonna use my Claw of Hlall to make a slash on one of these oozes.
Sure.
What happens if it takes frost damage?
As it takes frost damage, you see it sort of freezes up, and it's just not moving now at this point. And after like a few moments, starts chilling.
Back to jiggling.
Starts going.
All right, here we're gonna hit it with a 1-2 punch. Can you freeze it again real quick?
Yes, sir.
I drop that hammer fist on it once it's frozen.
Let's go.
As you hit it, as you were hoping for this successful shattering, fuck yeah! Instead, it just gets shoved across the floor. This solid block of ice just goes a length, and then it stops. And as you guys watch at this distance, all of a sudden it starts to melt, and you see it. It starts jiggling, but it's not in the same path it was anymore. And now it's just on this other jiggling path, and it's just sort of doing its thing.
We changed it. Is that bad?
Who the fuck knows?
Wait, what if we just hit them all together, and then there's one big one with all the cores together? No?
How would we get them all out?
I don't know.
Wait, I have an idea.
Okay.
I cast Bigby's hand.
Yep.
A giant fucking hand.
I know, it appears. Yep, I'm familiar.
And I'm gonna have it just like handful of oozes.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant.
Strength
Yes,
check.
great.
Strength check.
This is my worst nightmare.
Let me see what the strength of this hand is.
Give me a strength check and a constitution save. It's gonna try and grab him, and it's gonna be like as it's moving the ooze. Whatever.
Shall we use spiritual weapon trying to help him, hit him into the
It has a
hand?
strength of 20.
Yeah, I know it's strong.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty high.
It's very strong.
Really
Big
strong.
hammer trying to hit.
I gotta
these
go
oozes
grab
into
my
the
brother.
hand.
Okay, 7 minutes. Yep, you're probably gonna miss
I'll be
something
back
in the
in a
puzzle. This is
moment.
great. Yeah, go ahead.
I rolled a 2 plus 8. So
You're being helped. That means you get advantage. I rolled it. I threw a
Yeah,
hammer.
excellent.
Yep.
Excellent.
Spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Okay,
guidance.
8 plus
Spiritual
8.
hammer.
Still 8.
No,
Well,
I rolled
plus-
8 plus
Plus
8.
something.
Oh, I got you. 16.
Yeah, 16.
You're
then
not
you
able to
said
get as many
con?
as you want. Yeah, and then con save. So it picks about 1 or 2, and it feels way heavier.
It
They're
doesn't-
dense.
It doesn't say it has a con. Like,
Just give me a con and add 10. It's Bigsby's hand
Okay.
for this, for what we're doing here. That makes sense to me. That's all that matters.
It's 10. Just a concept.
natural 20. Hey,
That's a better roll.
Okay, so where do you want to put it? You don't get many. You get 2 oozes, and you just got them in your hand. It can withstand it for a little bit, but not forever. It's going to burn through your spell.
okay. If that's the case, I'll have it attempt to like extract the cores, I guess, of what it's holding.
As Bigsby's hand goes in like the worst. I'm stopping there. As it goes in, and it just tries to take them out. It just starts
Yeah,
burning.
it's just like
And as it's pulling it out, the ooze is coming with it. It's one of those things where it just like keeps reforming around it, and it can't pull it out.
Oh,
All right.
Hold on. The oozes drop the stuff. We just need a net. Like when they go to drop it to the things that turn them to dust, if we just snag them on the way down, that might work.
When did you get so smart, Charlie? This is
Sean,
amazing.
I
your
don't.
wisdom.
God,
It shines through
holy crap!
like a beacon in
Are
dark
you a
times.
wizard?
I swear to God, I've never read a book in my life.
He's been on pure intuition his whole life.
I swear, I was doing work for this French guy. Sorry to
Yeah, go
sidetrack
ahead.
here,
No,
but I was
we're
doing work for this French guy, this guy from France,
Yeah.
and he said, "I understand we are not wizard, but we have to be able to figure this out." And I'm like, "Well, I play a wizard in D&D, so
He says, well,
I didn't say that."
Because at that point, the call would have hung up, and I know I would have been in trouble, not him.
like, well,
But wait a
entirely
second.
true.
I am a wizard.
That's beautiful.
In
Okay,
another life.
so Bigsby's hand's about to go away. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I can drop the spell. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. So you just smack as it goes away. 2 of them just go onto the ground next to each other, and then they start going.
Yeah.
Shalmir says, freeze those again. Just try one more thing.
Okay.
Right. That's easy enough to do.
Yep. You go
Quick
up.
little slash.
Shalmir
freeze
takes his
up.
hammer,
Yep.
and you just whacks them, trying to hit them into the hole. Like some nice golf.
Okay. As Shalmir
How's your
whacks
short
it,
game?
give me a strength check if it gets the distance. You're close, but I need a little strength check.
I'd love to do that.
How's your short game?
I'm running.
While this is happening, I would like to work with Ignatius on constructing some kind of rope net thing. I'll take some cloth from my shirt and line the inside so it has a basket.
You two give me a survival check.
Nice.
That's a 10 from Shalmir.
10
For
from
strength.
Shalmir. So it's not great. You don't get all three of them, or the two of them that are next to her, but one of them goes out and it falls into the hole. And as it's just about to unfreeze, it falls into where the obliterators are. And as it touches, you see the ooze go and just get destroyed. And out, the core hits onto the bridge. And it just
Guys, that
sitting
worked.
there.
That worked. Yes. Wait, golf. Here, I throw a hammer to Charnook.
Oh,
You have one, but
I'm sorry. Like, I rolled a 5, so this works. I'm like screwing with a knot that I can't quite
Yep.
get. Fingers are so freaking huge.
I rolled a 25.
So half of it is done. Ignatius killing it just like the old days, dude. Knots, that's day one boot camp. Fucking easy.
Ignatius
no
has like 5 baskets done. Charnook can't do like one knot, and he's like,
Yep.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
hit
my hands.
I did so
I'm
much
gonna
thinking.
do
It was
this
too
now.
much thinking.
I can't think for the rest of my life. I've used up all my
And things is fun, Charnook. Get back over here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go hit things.
Okay. So, Tellius, do you freeze the remaining oozes? And the rest
Yeah.
of you golf them in
Yeah.
because we have 2 minutes left?
Absolutely.
As you do this, every time the ooze touches it, it's just this instant, like, gone, dust, and the cores line up on the bridge. And there are 2 bronze cores that, as they, like, come out, the cores are now clearly, those 2 make up the shape of a key. And the other ones are actually amalgamations of raw stones. So there's like a giant, like Minecraft-esque style block of ruby, basically, emerald and diamond.
I grab the basket that Ignatius so painfully made, and thank you, my friend. And I collect all the cores into it, and I give him a little thumbs up.
Well done, lads. That was a real team effort.
That is
tongue
where we'll
still
end
active?
tonight.
There we go.
What did you say, Ryan?
Is tongue still active?
Yeah,
I will.
Oh,
say
it's an
you're-
hour.
I
That's
will
great.
say you're welcome in Orcish.
Yeah.
I understood that, but that was weird.
Right, same.
So we will
As
open the
Tom-
door
as Shalmir goes,
with the start of next session, Monday or Friday next week, depending on everybody's schedule.
Right on.